Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're looking at this really fascinating stack of sources for you. We've got sociology research, biology papers, and some cultural articles.
Yeah, and they're all tackling this vicious two-way cycle of loneliness and inactivity.
Right, exactly. Where, when you feel isolated, you just move less.
And then when you move less, your mood just completely tanks. It's brutal.
It really is. So our mission today is to unpack a surprisingly simple, low-barrier solution to feeling unseen. It's a concept our sources are calling the social stride.
It's such a vital topic because, well, usually when we talk about curing loneliness, the solutions just feel so exhausting.
Oh, completely.
Joining a new club or going to a networking mixer, it takes this massive amount of energy.
Right. So how do we bridge that gap between severe isolation and actually finding the motivation to be social?
Well, the research points to a very specific low-barrier solution, which is recreational running.
Okay, so let's unpack this because
Yeah.
honestly, when I look at traditional social scenes on a campus or in a new city, like varsity tryouts or Greek life rushes or even just crowded parties, they feel exactly like high-stakes job auditions.
Yes, exactly. You have to perform.
Right, you're on stage. But these low-barrier running clubs have a totally different vibe. There's no tryouts, no fees, just, show up and we'll wait for you. But I do have to push back here for a second.
Sure. Go ahead.
Running is, for a lot of people, just completely miserable. You're sweaty, you're out of breath. Why does removing the performance aspect and replacing it with physical discomfort somehow make you actually want to socialize?
Well, that's exactly why it works. It shifts the cognitive load. Think about that high-stakes party you mentioned. Your brain is just, tying itself in knots.
Trying to manage the social anxiety.
Right. Figuring out where to look, what to do with your hands. But when you're running, your brain is occupied with a demanding physical task.
Yeah.
You're stripping away that whole performance aspect of socializing.
So the physical exertion is basically just a distraction from the social discomfort.
Precisely. You aren't staring at someone waiting for them to judge you. You're just existing together. But there is a much deeper biological mechanism at play here, too.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, it's what makes it so incredibly effective at bonding people. When you run alongside peers, moving in rhythm naturally triggers what psychologists call collective effervescence.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that term floating around in the sources.
Yeah.
But what does that actually mean under the hood? Like, why does our brain care that our feet are hitting the pavement at the exact same time as someone else's?
It all comes down to evolutionary biology. For early humans, moving together in sync, whether they were hunting or foraging or migrating, it was absolutely essential for survival.
Because it signaled tribe cohesion, right?
Exactly. So our brains evolved to heavily reward synchronized physical movement by releasing just this huge flood of oxytocin.
The bonding hormone.
Right, you get this wash of feel-good chemicals simply by matching someone else's physical pace. You don't have to be witty or charming. Your biology is literally doing the bonding for you.
That makes so much sense for introverts. Or, anyone with social anxiety. The constant rhythm is doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, you're replacing the intense pressure of face-to-face interaction with side-by-side momentum.
Because face-to-face can feel so confrontational. But side-by-side means you're tackling a shared obstacle together.
Spot on. The conversation can flow or it can pause, and the silence isn't awkward because the primary focus is just on the movement.
Right.
But for this biological trick to actually translate into a lasting community, it needs one more key ingredient: repetition.
Right. The sources really emphasize that this isn't just a one-time magic trick. These clubs meet every Tuesday night or every Saturday morning without fail.
And that consistency teaches your nervous system to associate social connection with safety rather than stress.
That makes sense.
Over time, by seeing the exact same faces, you build what sociologists call weak ties.
Which are basically casual acquaintances, right? The
Yeah.
people who recognize you, they smile, ask how your week was. But there's no heavy expectation to, invite them to your wedding or become instant best friends.
Exactly. Weak ties are so crucial for feeling anchored in a community. You don't need a new soulmate immediately to feel less lonely. You really just need to feel seen.
Wow, yeah.
And these groups enforce that safety by using strict no-drop policies. The pack stays together so nobody is left behind. They celebrate you just for showing up and finishing a single mile.
It's brilliant, honestly. The synchronized run builds the chemical bond, but the connection gets solidified afterward.
Right, with the post-run rituals.
Yeah, I was reading how they rely heavily on grabbing a coffee or just stretching on the grass. You take that oxytocin high and ground it in a real low-pressure social interaction.
It completely re-engineers how we form relationships. You aren't facing each other in judgment, you're just moving forward together.
So what does this mean for you listening right now? If you're feeling disconnected or maybe overwhelmed by the pressure to put yourself out there in the digital world,
You probably don't need a total personality overhaul.
right? You don't need fancy equipment either. You might just need to lace up your sneakers, find a trail, and show up exactly as you are.
Just show up.
And it leaves me with this thought to mull over. If synchronized, low-barrier physical movement is hardwired into our evolutionary biology to trigger that collective effervescence,
Right.
what other mundane, synchronized daily activities could we intentionally hack to cure modern isolation? Something to think about next time you're out for a walk.